Hello, everyone. I am Liz.
And I'm Iz, and welcome back to the P9 Pod. Hey, everybody.
Woohoo! Episode
How are
3.
we all doing?
We're so back.
Welcome back.
Very busy weekend in the world of F1. There was a lot going on.
Well, as I said last episode, I thought I was going to be away for this, and I was actually home, thank goodness. But I had so much motorsport to watch this weekend. It was actually insane.
No, it was crazy. I literally was making plans, and I was like, when can I leave the house? I actually don't even know.
Yeah, thankfully I was in all weekend, which was nice. But almost every hour, I was like, oh, it's going to start in 20 minutes. Gotta go do this.
Yeah, something was always on.
One of the craziest things that I tuned into this weekend, for any Indy fans listening, I actually did not tune into the Indy 500, but I tuned into the Wienie 500, I believe it's called. They only did about 10 laps, I believe.
10 laps is a lot.
It was crazy.
For that,
it was the Oscar Mayer Wiener cars, trucks, whatever you want to call them. And they all raced each other. At one point, they went 3 wide. It was actually crazy.
That is crazy.
My favorite one was the corn dog. It had a stick coming out of it, but he did get last place. Also, last but not least, shout out to my Dancing with the Stars pal, Andy Richter, who was at the race.
What? Wait,
Yes.
That's huge. I love that.
Andy, I voted for you every week. There was a nickname that we had. I forget what it was.
Wait,
Whatever.
What was it? Love him. Love that. I did not catch that, but I did catch most of the Indy 500. I wouldn't say most, because I have never watched IndyCar in my life. I'm trying to get involved a little bit. Wanted to just see what all the hype was about. Obviously, very big race. And it was actually shocking. Every aspect that I witnessed was crazy. The intros, Isabel, I watched, they did intros,
Yeah.
and they introduced them, it might just be the 500 too. I don't think it's every race, but it's
Okay.
every row that came up, they're 3 in a row,
Okay.
and they come up 3 by 3, and they introduce each of them,
Oh.
standing before the race,
Oh.
which was crazy. And once you got to the top, there was people who've won before, and
Right.
how many wins they've had. It was really funny, and I was like, oh my god, some of my friends are here, great stuff. So I caught that. It was also crazy to me that they were 3 wide lining up on the track. I was like, wait,
3
that's
wide?
insane.
The
Every
whole
row is
time?
3 people.
Oh my God.
Just
I thought you meant-
just lining up. No, but then it was a rolling start, which really confused me, because I was
Crazy.
well, that kind of makes sense, because I'm there's so many cars on track, but also I was wait, we started, because I was there are a million formation laps, what's going on? And then all of a sudden they were racing, and I was oh, and the race lead changed over 50 times. Safe to say, I was floored by everything that happened.
Okay, no
Also,
Indy fan.
The winner came out of nowhere at the end. The lead changed into the last lap. It was crazy. Really crazy stuff.
There was a crazy fire, right?
Okay, that's the other thing I was saying when I was watching. I feel like these cars are so flimsy. Everything was catching on fire, and every time they crashed, I felt like the car literally compacted immediately. I was shocked. Anyway, very new to Indy, but I was confused by a lot of it. If there's any Indy 500 Indy car fans listening, please help educate me. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I did enjoy it. It was a lot of laps. It was a long race, and I actually had more to say than I thought, because why was there a yellow flag, safety car, red flag for 4 raindrops? I was very confused by that. So there was a lot of stop and go. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any tips and tricks to get into it, because I had no idea what was happening. All I did know is my good friend Daniel Ricciardo was there, and my close personal friend Lando Norris showed up in lightning speed. I don't know how he did that, but that was...
You know who could teach you all about Indy?
Who?
Your good friend who was also there, Zach Brown.
Okay, I'm good. Suddenly I don't care anymore. No, obviously we felt his loss in the garage this weekend. I don't know how that... We'll get into it, but it was crazy. Everything that happened this weekend was crazy, but I loved seeing Lando and Daniel together. They really brought back 2022 in a very real way, and that was so beautiful.
Daniel near any race car, I will take it. Truly, any kind of racing vehicle.
It's like, you got to take what you can get.
Correct. But other than weenie trucks and Indy cars, we were tuning into the Formula One and the Academy.
Very action-packed Academy weekend. Obviously, there were 3 races, which was fun and fresh and crazy. Hence why we were saying there was so much going on.
I mean, imagine doing 3 races in one weekend. That's a lot.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it is a lot for them. Like,
and they did quali. I mean,
yeah,
crazy.
And they did practice. Like,
well, yeah, true.
I don't know if I saw practice. I think they did.
I didn't watch practice if they did, but
I did see quali and all of the races, which were very entertaining. Lots going on.
Such a good race in the Academy world, in my opinion. Alicia, my queen.
I did have written down first thing, Alicia is a beast. She's amazing.
The number one point that, at least I'm sure you did too, that I wanted to talk about was her breaking her own record this weekend.
Yeah, that was amazing. And doing it when she was having an issue. And she, like, was trying to cross the finish line without her car breaking down. Like,
yeah, so in the first race that we had this weekend, she set the widest gap for a win, I believe it was, 10.1 seconds.
Something like that.
And then with the feature race, which was the third race, if I'm not mistaken, she set an even higher one with engine failure, I believe, or almost engine failure at the end of the race with a 10.9 second gap. So only imagine what that could have been.
No, I was literally, like, watching it towards the end, and when she said she had an issue, and I was like, it's the last lap, I was like, this is a nightmare. I was like, I hope she crosses the finish line. Like, oh my God. But she made it happen. She's amazing. And
a beast.
She's
an absolute
just so fun to watch.
I love Red Bull, and my, welcome to the family. I love it.
I don't love Red Bull, but I love that girl. And the thing is, I actually love most of, like, the Red Bull Racing Bull, like, girl drivers. I'm like, and I don't hate the male Red Bull drivers. They just don't have, like, that place in my heart,
I get it. I also wanted to shout out Mrs. Pats. Matilda, your first win! Is it Matilda?
Amazing.
Matilda? I'm so sorry.
No, it's Matilda, but just there's an H in there.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't ruin her maiden victory by mispronouncing her name on my podcast.
No, you're good.
Oh, what a queen. Congrats on your first win. And we had the youngest podium until, we had a grid penalty after.
I did write Ferrari is Ferrari everywhere you look.
Oh, deep cut. Got it. Right. Yep. Well,
I had to say it. I was like, I saw that after the race. I was like, oh no.
Like, if the shoe fits, it's probably Italian. I don't know what to tell you.
It's unfortunate, but it was still an entertaining race weekend nonetheless Alba. She was amazing.
Yeah.
She finished well until she didn't, but she did amazing, and she had some pretty tight, like, wheel-to-wheel battles, I believe, in the third race.
It was mainly the third.
It was very good to watch. I said, not the strongest weekend for the Emmas, but or for Emma, not the Ellas. The Ellas, not the strongest weekend for the Ellas or Emma, to be honest with you. Both had kind of a tough weekend. Emma had a good, I believe, reverse grid race. But I know she struggled a bit in some of the other, or maybe it was the feature. I don't know. It just wasn't her strongest weekend coming off of China. But she is still a really strong driver, and she's very fun to watch. And then I said tough for the Ellas, but they crawled their way back up when things kind of went wrong. So it was good to watch. And, I love my McLaren girlies, so I ride for them. But it was tough.
I was going to say, similar light. I guess McLaren is McLaren everywhere you go, because we're having some...
It's always tough.
Having some issues. But no,
of course.
Shout out Ella Lloyd. Like, truly, I'm so sorry, girl. Your weekend was from hell. But you did what you could with it. And honestly, shout out to you. Great performance when you could.
My other note about a particular driver was, well, first of all, Rafaela getting disqualified, or not disqualified, but she went from first. She got the 10-second penalty when she dropped in the reverse grid from first to, like, 10th or further, I forget. And I was like, oh, it's so tough to see, especially because, like, I don't remember if she didn't know or she wasn't sure if she got the penalty and then it happened. I was like, oh, it sucks to come across the line first and then not finish first.
Yeah, that one was tough. That was what it happens, I guess, but
it does. It's just, you hate to see it.
But that's kind of all my notes on the Academy weekend. Great showing from the girls. Susie Cam. Oh my gosh. Actually, that's not true. My faves were there this weekend. Miss Minnie and Daisy.
That actually comes to my point later on where I think the mouses, as in Mickey and Minnie, need to be banned from F1 because every time they're at a race, McLaren does something crazy.
Okay.
So I can't. I loved seeing Minnie there. Love my diva. Love seeing it happen. But I was a little. Once someone pointed that out to me, I was like, wait, no, I can't have her here anymore. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just Mickey. Honestly.
So leave
Could
the
just be
mice
Mickey.
out of it. Leave the mice
No.
out of it.
I can't. I love
understand.
those mice, but whatever. Other than the mice, love them. My last note on Academy was that I love the girlies, and it makes me so happy and giddy to like see them like in the cool down room and like having their own podium ceremony and just like having the full experience and like really getting the push that they need to like keep going in motorsport and like. Oh, I just want to see them all succeed so bad. Like, I need one of them on the grid. I love seeing Dorian on in the garage race weekend.
Great
I was
mention.
like, love seeing her. So, just everyone, make sure you tune into Academy. I love these girls so much.
I also saw like my last note, I guess that I forgot I had too. I saw a TikTok about how many people left or stayed in the stands after practice for all of the Academy stuff, which in years past has not happened. A lot of people end up just like flooding the parking lots right after everything happens and leaving for Academy. So it was really heartwarming to see how full the stands were.
I really that's my thing. I don't understand it because like I really enjoy watching Academy, but I'm like, if you're paying for an F1 ticket race, like why not enjoy
race.
everything that has
Right?
to offer? Like, come on, I would be there from morning to night. Like,
If you don't want to
You'll
see
drive
good
me
racing,
away.
just say so.
exactly. But agreed. I love that.
You know, never forget women belong in motorsport, but we're here to talk about the boys, unfortunately.
Great. Can't wait. I can't wait. Love talking about them.
Well, I did want to say at the top of the recap for Canada that, Liz, it's mighty unfortunate we did not see Shane Hollander this weekend.
I know. That really upset me personally, and it was a missed opportunity for everyone involved. I understand he's filming, whatever. He's busy. He's booked and busy. However, it's a weekend. I think, you're Canada down. Let's make something happen.
Actually, speaking of Canada down, Tate McRae wasn't there either.
Nobody's Canada down these days. We've got to talk about
That's a great
it.
point.
Actually, I have one thing to say. A shout out to my sister because I don't actually care about hockey like that. But
Okay.
one of the hockey players she really likes and his wife were there. So
Oh, shout out to them.
I have no other information for you guys other than that because I don't know their names. But they were there. Happy for them.
I was going to say, we didn't get Shane Hollander, but we did get, to any Grey's Anatomy fans out there, Dr. DeLuca. He gave the fastest lap tire, I believe, to George Russell.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
And he was present in my Ferrari garage. Yes, mine. I own it.
That's
So,
amazing.
Any Grey's fans?
I was going to say, we didn't get any real Shane Hollander, but we did get some references. Alex Albon did
Yes.
share that his favorite hockey player is Shane Hollander.
Well, actually, my Queen Lily put a little bug in his ear.
She did, but he shared it with the world, and that's what we need to see, honestly.
Correct. Ugh, he always does us right. But other than hockey, let's get into the racing, I guess.
Speaking of Alex Albon, he did have a moment in FP1 where he unfortunately took out a groundhog. You hate to see it. I know he hates to see it considering he has every animal in the world.
And this is what I was actually going to talk about, is that it's crazy. So I said in the last episode, the number one thing that I remember from Canada 25, other than Lando Norris, is Lewis Hamilton hitting that groundhog. Notorious vegan, notorious dog owner at the time, R.I.P. Roscoe. And like Alex Albon literally owns a zoo. So why is it the animal lovers of the grid are hitting the animals? Just a crazy coinky dink.
And then I think it cursed him, as we saw later in the weekend.
Well,
But, tough scenes from FP1. You don't like seeing that.
I also believe this is where Liam got into his little incident.
What did he do? Why do I forget?
I don't really know what happened, but it did cause him to not be able to go into the
Oh,
sprint qualifying.
yes, wait. You're right. I
But
forget what
can't-
happened, but
for the life of me, wrote the note, can't remember what it happened. So actually, we did just double check, and I guess Liam Lawson just died. He simply stopped moving.
Nope.
So that happened, and then he couldn't compete for the rest of the sprint quali either. So RIP to those two.
So sad to see it.
That was kind of all that really happened in FP1, other than everyone flying off the track. But that happened all weekend.
Wait, that was a main takeaway from this weekend is nobody could stay on the track.
No.
Like,
Pirelli tires made of
no,
soap.
not at all. No, literally.
But it was also freezing cold and kind of wet, so like
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. But then we get into sprint qualifying. SQ1, I mainly just kind of noted that Lewis Hamilton started off the weekend on fire.
Lewis was really showing his power.
Setting lap times like I've never seen in a Ferrari. I said, whoa, welcome back, 7-time world champ.
He's flying.
And then notoriously, our good friend, Fernando Alonso, found the wall, but notoriously made it to SQ2.
Part of me hates when that happens. Obviously, it's like you hope
But
that
in Aston?
somebody could. No, exactly. You hate when someone gets to SQ2 or qualifying at any point to the next session when they put it in a wall. But then when I was watching SQ2, I was like, at least we know Fernando is out. Like, only 5 drivers aren't making it to the next one.
And it's like, listen, I don't think the Aston's good. I think Fernando pulled off a miracle. I have to be honest. But why not Lance? It was his home race. Where was he?
Lance did not have a home race to remember.
No. That clip of him in that interview.
Oh my, wait, when he gave the little thing? Wait, that is so funny. I actually forgot about that. Someone posted it and they were like, this was literally from The Office.
Yes.
It was him like doing the Grand Marshal whatever thing
Yeah.
that was so funny.
It was I don't know, something about that clip really got to me good. It was hilarious. Not in like a laughing at him way. It was just too good.
It was just it's like that clip of Checo in Vegas when he's just like, where do I go?
Perez! Oh my god, such a good clip.
So good.
So that was kind of SQ1. SQ2, we got Carlos! Woo! Seeing a Williams.
Always a big day
Massive.
for Williams fans.
Massive day. But that was kind of all that really happened in SQ2. Kind of a boring session, to be honest. I didn't really write anything else, to be honest with you.
Honestly, the sprint quality is so quick. I feel like it's happening in an instant, and then I'm like, oh, it's over.
Yeah. And then for Q3, I just kind of put that actually father and son duo in my head. Lewis and Isaac were putting great times on the board. But alas, the Mercs are absolutely insane.
And as we'll see, and we discuss later, I know George didn't have the race of his dreams, but he did show that he loves this track. Like, and
He can sprint.
He could do some things on this track. So it was good to see. I did realize I kind of miss seeing George up there and like having a little bit of success. So very happy to see that. Obviously on pole for the sprint. Good stuff.
But we ended qualifying with the front line being George, then Kimmy, then Lando.
Beautiful stuff.
And I think Oscar behind, if I'm not mistaken. But
I think, yeah. No, yes, because that was the sprint quality, or like the sprint grid. It was like everyone has separation anxiety. It was everyone with their teammate.
It was team and team and team and team. So crazy setup on the sprint. But then we go into the actual sprint. And as I've said before, I'm not a huge proponent for the sprints. I think they're kind of a snooze, but this one was...
It was crazy.
entertaining. I can't lie.
Yeah.
It kind of got me here. And this is the first sprint we've done in Canada. No?
Yes. First sprint in Canada.
I actually kind of think maybe this one should stay on the calendar.
I agree. I liked it a lot.
So, main points and takeaways. I'd love to just, right from the get-go, our baby boy Arvid got a point in the sprint.
I did write down Arvid's second points finish of his career,
Congrats.
and he's so back. And he was having such a good weekend. We'll get into it later, but he really started off strong, and I was so happy to see that. I love him. I did have to say, the one thing that first came to mind when thinking about the sprint is I'm scared because the Mercedes did figure out how to get off the line.
Well, yes. And
they did, which I hate. I hate seeing that.
But
I really do.
So did the McLaren.
True. And Lando was right up there in their drama. He was very involved.
Yeah, my main takeaway from the sprint was the George and Kimi battle, as everyone has been talking about.
Insane. Honestly, like, it showed a lot of Kimi, like, cracking under pressure a bit as far as, like, his youth, his complaining on the radio, like, Toto having to come in multiple times and be like, listen, stop it. Like, literally, like, scolding him like his dad. Like, Kimi, shut up. We'll deal with it later.
I have the direct quote. It says, Kimi, you've complained about this 4 times on the radio. This is for private. We will talk later.
Yeah, like, I get it. It's frustrating. Like, 100%. But you have to understand, like, he has to understand. Obviously, Kimi's not listening to this, but he has to understand it's like you're in a wheel-to-wheel battle with your teammate. Like, you need to focus on that. I understand. The thing is, it was, like, a little fishy whether, like, Kimi was in the right for even his complaining. I was like, I thought he was the one at fault, where I'm like, you should really not focus on that. You should really focus on getting him back on track. Like, I was like, babe, you gotta tone it down a bit, focus on driving, because right now it's a little bit messy.
Yeah, I fear he just really took after Mama Max in the sprint. He was just very, very passionate is the word I will use.
Yeah, they were definitely having some troubles over there, him and George, and it was so interesting because I feel like we haven't seen it so far with them. Like, they've been very buddy-buddy. The Merc family gimmick that I love, but like, the family falls apart eventually. But then we saw them squash their beef later on.
Oh, yeah.
But a firm scolding from Toto, I'm sure.
But my other and final takeaway from the sprint, truthfully, was that we just got really great radios, as I just said. Toto, you've complained about this 4 times. And then we also got the great job, George. Great job, George. Thank you, Toto. Thank you, Toto. I don't know why. I don't know
what's wrong with them. I really don't know what's wrong with them. But it's fine. I love seeing it.
But all that I took away from the sprint is that the Mercedes family is so entertaining in every capacity.
Oh, the thing is, love them or hate them, it's going to be fun to watch. Like, no matter what. The thing is, as long as Toto's there. Yeah. And honestly, George and Kimi are both such interesting, fun, big personalities that it really is like,
I just don't
you're going to get some
understand
entertainment.
Toto didn't carry them for 9 months.
No, like, those are his kids. Like, that's family. My other point from the sprint that I wanted to bring up that was so exciting for me until it wasn't was Checo had such an amazing race.
I know.
Such an amazing race. He was P11 until he got the penalty. And, like, that's crazy to see from Cadillac, to be honest with you. Like, I would never expect that. So, very happy for Checo. He did amazing. I mean, the best he could.
You know, I think Checo actually had, like, he was just like one step away from having like a phenomenal weekend, because even in, I believe it was sprint quali, he was up there for like a hot minute and then just couldn't keep it up. So
he can't hold it.
Great weekend for Checo.
And this was a sad bit of foreshadowing, because I did write down the sad picture of the 2019 rookies where it was Alex getting lapped by George and Lando.
Oh yeah.
During the sprint. And then things only got sadder for those 3 as the weekend went forward. So, but I did foreshadow that a little bit because that did hit close to home.
Okay, and that was my sprint coverage. So then we move right into qualifying for the main race.
Yeah.
Q1, I mainly just put that our man Alex Albon was out, which was a big loss.
Hate that, but Gabby got through on a good lap at the end, which was good to see. However,
I love seeing an Audi fly in there.
I do too. It's just like my heart breaks for Alex Albon, which is a common theme in my life. So it's fine.
And the only thing I will say about the whole weekend for Alex is like, I'm going to blame the whole thing on the groundhog. So like I'm just hoping Monaco goes well.
It was a curse. I'm telling you, there was a curse with that groundhog. I don't know what happened. It wasn't good.
Because this is exactly what happened to Lewis last year. It's always somebody, and it's not fair, but this year it was Alex.
Yeah.
And then the only note I took from Q2 is probably the most devastating note that, like, I could have ever put. Oh, well, actually, I lied. This is Q3. I didn't put a single note for Q2
That's
unless
fine.
you did.
Nope, doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Q3, most devastating quote of my entire life, when Charles got on the radio to Brian and said, "I'm either in the wall or I'm P8." Oh.
No, I actually have a similar note because I don't know which section of quali it was in, but I did write down, glad that we got we are checking during quali, because at one point Charles asked something and there was for sure we're checking, like.
Yep. And I will say, if we got nothing this weekend, we got radios, which we did ask for. I just kind of wish we got better racing shots this weekend.
Yeah.
But I guess beggars can't be choosers, so I don't really know. I'm not a TV producer.
No, and in my notes from quali, I did write something that didn't come true because I wrote rain race tomorrow, Lando, Lewis, God. So then there was no rain. Unless you're in the McLaren garage and you are seeing something new. There's no rain. I don't know what happened.
My last note about quali is, do you know who qualified in our notorious P9?
Is it Franco?
Worse. Arvid Lindblad.
Oh.
So guess what? P9 didn't even start this week. RIP to the pod.
I'm actually really heartbroken and I can't move forward on this like that. That's my baby.
That was going to be the segue into the race recap. So
okay, so let's get into it. It only gets worse from here. Arvid nightmare.
Well, you already kind of touched on like the McLaren inters.
Oh,
so
why are we on inters? I don't know.
So
I literally turned on my TV and I said, "Oh."
I just want to like paint everybody the scene that all weekend we've been hearing rumors of rain, and not honestly during F1, not a single drop of rain hit the ground. To be completely honest with you.
Sure.
And McLaren rolls out of their garage, orange car, green tires. Everyone's shell shocked.
They just took everyone was like, it's gonna rain, and they were like, okay, you're so right, guys. Let's like just pretend.
Not a single other person on the grid.
The thing is, was there? I thought no.
Did I lie?
I think Audi had inters on.
Did they?
I think.
Okay.
Because I remember seeing someone really far down on the grid have inters on, and I don't know if that's right. Someone fact check me, but I remember them pitting early too to change them. So I think that's true.
I'll take your word for it.
However, nobody in the top 10 for sure. And it was funny because I was like, oh, I was doing that thing I do where I'm like, maybe they're really smart. Like, maybe they're, like, on it. And I think Oscar said it. Oscar said it in a post-race interview. He was like, if it starts raining, we look like geniuses. If not, we look like the biggest idiots out there. And I'm like, he's right.
What's that Gunter quote? We're fucking rock stars and now we're fucking wankers.
That was us. Like, Oscar said it, and he made a good point. I'm like, he's right. Like, should it have started downpouring? They look brilliant. But that didn't happen, so they look absolutely ridiculous. And, of course, what are the odds Lando Norris gets the best start I've ever seen? And that's an exaggeration. But he gets an amazing start on the inters on a dry track. Like, I cannot emphasize enough. That is my goat. I wrote Lando Norris my goat. Like,
he is. And the other thing that I wanted to like just touch upon about this is I'm so floored that at the front of the grid they didn't choose to even do that as a split strategy.
Yeah, I honestly,
both of them.
The thing is, I don't know. Zach Brown wasn't there. Not that
True.
I think he would have done anything differently, but it's like maybe he would have been like, what if we just switch it up? The thing is, papaya rules. Like, papaya rules is real because every single time, it brought me right back to Qatar. Every single time, it's like, they'll just do the same exact thing. And they'll be like, hope it goes well. And it just doesn't go well. Like, it's fine. So yeah, hated to see that.
We also... talking just about weird things that happened this weekend, we also had 3 formation laps because of, again, Arvid's failure to start the race. We lined up. Yeah. He ended up in 9th, as we said, P9. And then he waved his little arms out the car, and he apparently could not get into gear, so he did not start the race.
I felt so heartbroken. I just hate to see it.
But as that happened, we initially got, like, lights out because we were going to go racing, and then they decided it was a little too wet and did an extra formation lap, but I thought Kimmy jumped the start. And
So
I
Kimmy
thought we were
did
about to
jump
have
the
the
start.
craziest race of our life.
Yeah, Kimmy did jump the start, but it wasn't. The thing is, it was funny. I was sitting there, and I was getting flashbacks to Australia when the lights
Yes!
went out, like, so quickly. And this time I was like, when are the lights going to go out? And then they went out so slowly. And I was like, wait, what is happening? And then they were like, extra formation lap. I was like, okay, sure.
Super weird, but yeah, once we got going, the race began, and it was kind of, yet again, just like Miami, kind of a crazy race.
It was, a crazy Merc battle.
Yeah.
Obviously, we expected to see that, but it was really insane to see, and it's sad because I wish Lando was on the correct tires, because it would have been interesting to see if they, like, how quickly they caught up to him, what that battle looked like, or if they were too busy fighting each other to even get to Lando. Like, I would have really liked to see what had happened. Of course, we didn't get that, but could have been cool. Could have been
It
fun.
would have been good. I'm sorry, RAP, but
It's okay.
the worst part of it all was we had Kimmy and George at the front, like we do every other race, nothing new. And they took off, like, miles ahead. Nobody could see them.
Yeah.
And then they were fighting each other, which was very entertaining to see.
I do have to say, the Kimmy George wheel to wheel scares me to death. It scares me to death.
I have always said, ever since, what was it, Zandvoort, when he came after Charles?
He didn't mean to.
Listen, I won't let him.
He
live it
didn't
down.
mean to. He's a
tiny
baby.
child. No, he's a tiny child, and I take, it happened, okay? But I
But
will
you
never
hold a
forget.
grudge. You hold a grudge.
I won't
get it.
forget. So I'm always scared of Kimmy Antonelli, okay? He terrifies me.
He shows his youth in moments like that, and I think he has a lot of, like, grit. I think he really wants it, which is a great thing to have as a driver. It's very similar to Max. It's like he
I was
has a lot
just
of
gonna
grit.
say.
I think he's a little messy because he wants it so bad, and I'm like, I get it, I respect it so much, but it scares me to death when they're wheel to wheel racing.
Welcome back, hey Meg.
Stop. Actually, we need Kevin back. I say that as if I, like, don't get angry at Liam Lawson every
I
15
know.
seconds, but it's fine.
It's so different when it's Kevin, though. It's so different. Yeah, but once Kimmy and George fought and George decided to mow the lawn and then die in the middle of the track, it was kind of a boring race.
Before that happened, I wrote down Mercedes double DNF question mark because I was really convinced they were going to hit each other, like, or
Same.
something was going to happen, but it didn't. I did write down also Oscar dive bomb.
Oh yeah, because that was crazy.
I love Oscar. I love Oscar Piastri. I really, really do. Sometimes he just does things and I'm like, baby, what are you thinking? Like, he just wasn't thinking. I don't know.
No, you just had the conversation with Kimmy. Like, sometimes I just think Oscar gets very, very upset and kind of loses his composure behind the wheel, and that's okay. But it's not okay when it's Alex Albon.
No, I think it's very much like you know how horses have blinders on? Like, I think that's very Oscar Piastri. Like, he sees in front of him and he wants to get there, but it was a tough curve. I understand how it happened.
Yeah.
However, my good friend Alex Albon did get taken out as a result, and I'm very upset about it.
And I, again, want to just, like, I touched on it briefly a little bit. I'm going to touch on it briefly again. The fact that we didn't get a replay, this happened lap, I want to say 16. Didn't get a
Early,
replay
yeah.
until lap 62.
I was
Hello?
worried. I was like, is Alex Albon okay?
I didn't get a radio, a nothing. They didn't even actually say that Alex and Oscar collided. Alex just started flying down
We saw
places.
Alex fly down, and I was like, oh my god. I just knew all Alex was out. I didn't realize it was Oscar until he pitted to get a new front wing. And I was like, wait, what happened? And then now I'm worried because usually they, like, put the little radio message like, I'm okay, whatever, just so you, like, see it. I'm like, what happened? I'm on Twitter scouring because I'm like, please, Alex Albon, do not have anything wrong with you. And turns out he's actually completely fine, and no one just showed the replay. And I was like, okay, great.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was
I don't
crazy.
know what I'm saying. It was.
But as you mentioned earlier, obviously George DNF'd, and we hate to see that. But I did write, and I texted you this, like, George DNF, George driver champion. Is it happening? We don't know. He's very much like scarily on the Lando path right now. It's like a little crazy.
What's wild to me is like maybe I'm just not on the right side of the internet, or maybe I'm just like maybe we're getting less races so it's less intense, or the regs. I have no idea. I have not seen nearly the amount of slander that Lando was getting from this deficit to George. I'm just putting that out there briefly.
Do you know what else is happening that's crazy to me? Everyone is turning back on Lando now and being like, why do I like Lando this year? I'm like, you should have never not liked him. Like, you just they get so blinded by the championship fight, which I get, but everyone this year is like, wait, Lando's kind of fun. I'm like,
I know.
I've been seeing this vision the whole time. But I think what
I was going to say, on a similar note, people are like, oh, I like this podium. I love this podium. It's not so weird. And I'm like, okay, George doesn't make a podium weird.
No.
It's just George Russell.
It's also like I was seeing like people they were doing like the race winners this year so far compared to last year, and I'm like, at least last year we had a little bit of diversity in the form of Max Verstappen. But also we had the 2 canceled races, so it's a little bit off. But
yeah.
You're right. There's definitely not. I'm definitely seeing some of the similar George hate to Lando, but it's not the same at all. And I knew that was the truth because people just love to hate him, but he's a champion, so not much to say about it.
Speaking of the world champion, some things happened.
I wrote Lando DNF, the world hates me. But
this man, do not let him on Canadian soil.
But I did think, like, thinking about it now, I'm like, thank God we started on the inters, because if he had a mechanical DNF and he was in first place, I would have probably jumped out of my window. Like, I literally... So, silver linings, but I cannot believe how many mechanical issues Lando's car is constantly having. But and I've been loving... This isn't my meme of the week, but it is funny. Like, everyone's joking about how after winning the championship, Lando's just like, la, 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 la. He's just, like, so on cloud nine. He really doesn't care. He's like, yeah, obviously bad. We'll be there next time. Like, it's okay. And I'm like, we need that energy.
That clip of him, and they were like, why is that mofo, like, smiling so much? Every clip in the media pen, he is literally,
the race is still going on, and he's like, la, la, la. And then when he changed his Instagram bio this morning for like a couple hours to looks in the mirror and say, I'm a world champion. I cannot. I love him. So he's such a loser. I love him so much. I can't even put it into words.
Yes. So we had Lando DNF, and then we also had obviously this. Nobody wanted it. I wrote in my notes, actually, at this point, I wrote finish a race challenge.
No, nobody could finish the race.
Like, truly, nobody wanted
all
to
of the 2019 rookies died.
All of you gone. And then I also put in there that Isaac wanted to murder Charles.
Wait, that was crazy. I forgot about that.
French
I was
fight.
like,
I mean, Charles. Sorry, you're
Close
not French.
enough.
I want to put that out there. Charles, you're... Oh,
close
don't say
enough.
That. He's gonna get you.
Okay, Charles,
he's gonna get you.
Let's fight. Yeah, that was crazy. I texted you. I was like, your men are fighting, and it was scary.
The FIA did say they were fighting. So, I mean, Isaac, listen, Isaac, if you want me to use their proper names, I will. Isaac, chill. King, chill. I get it. We're eager. I get it. You had a really great race this weekend. Just don't overdo it.
One of my other things, I wanted to know, I'm not sure if this was before or after that, because things were moving kind of quickly, and honestly, after Lando, George, after everyone started dropping like flies, I was like, okay, everything's blurring together now. But I did write, and I told you this too, everyone is too far apart, and I'm annoyed, because the gaps in the midfield, before there was a safety car, and there was still a virtual safety car, so it didn't even get like crunched that much, but I was like, the gaps are insane. People were like 2 laps behind at some points, and I was like, what is going on? I can't do that. Like, that drives me crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Valtteri, or maybe it was Fernando. Somebody finished 4 laps down.
No, like, it's crazy, and I can't, like,
the gaps
that bothers me so much, and especially because, like, I get confused with lapped cars. Like, I'm sorry, why is Lando Norris in the middle of this fight for first? Like, he was just there.
The thing with that, though, is, like, I get it when they're, like, in last place. I'm like, oh, yeah, I expect to see, no shade, but, like, I expect to see a Cadillac in the mix at the beginning of the field because we're making it to the end of the people. But, like, Lando Norris was running like P11.
I was gonna say
he was in the battle for P1.
He was very midfield, and I was like, why is there a McLaren here? Like, what is going on?
Really confusing to me as well. I was hoping low-key for a safety car so we could unlap
exactly.
and bunch up.
I wanted a safety car for the sole purpose of I need everyone to get back in their place. Like, it's too much for me. Another thing I told you, I need to stop texting you things before we do this, but I wrote me acting like it's Abu Dhabi 2021. Like, why was I so invested in the P2 fight? I was gasping at my TV.
I was hooting and hollering. Now listen, I love Max, as I've said, and I'm a Tifosi. So seeing this battle was really, really good for me because it wasn't Charles, so I had less weight.
It was less scary, like less intense.
I was actually like able to breathe a little because I was like, no, 7-time world champ would not mess this up. Like, Charles gets a little passionate.
Yeah.
So I was so happy to see this.
It was entertaining. It's fun. And, like, obviously they're having fun because they're having a love fest in the media pen. Like, I don't know what's happening. And then I sent you a tweet this morning. It was like, great, now they're going to have a big, massive crash out next. So...
And I will throw up.
Excited to see that. But they were acting like they were in love. And they were like, great battle, beautiful stuff. Like, it was hilarious. It was fun to watch.
They got to share their podium with their shared child of Kimmy.
I did a Lewis Kimmy moment when he lifted him up right after. Not even on the podium yet.
Twice.
When he lifted him up right before it. When he saw him, it was so cute.
Lewis could not put down the baby.
I think Lewis thinks, like, he's like, that's my biological child. He's like, I birthed him. I did. And that's my baby. And, like, he will not let him go. It's so cute to me.
I feel like Max is like very maternal, where Lewis is very paternal.
And
Kim,
Bono is like somewhere doing a backflip. Like, he is so excited.
Correct. But I also did love that, like, on the podium. I mean, they always kind of do this, but they went right for Kimmy. Like, they didn't even go for each other.
Like that's the baby. That's the baby.
And actually, we spoke of it earlier. There was another record set. I don't know if you even heard about this. I just heard about it this morning. That this is the first time a driver has consecutively won 4 races after their first win. So shout out to Kimi Antonelli, setting new records. What's new?
That's actually amazing. I love that.
Mad impressive, truly. I'm like, again, we're talking about his age, and we talked about last episode how we thought he would fumble. And I mean, listen, there's all of Europe still, and I think your family coming to races and stuff is like a mental battle in its own. But I have to put it out there, he really held his own this weekend. Yes, he crashed out a little bit, but look at where he ended up with so many points. 40 points away from George. Mad props to the kid.
I did it right. Kimi is a threat, but Europe will show some of his inexperience. I mean, it might not, but I know we saw last year he struggled a bit more on the European calendar. So we'll see. And I think if he pulls ahead in Europe, it's going to be really tough to catch him. But he has really shown that it's his second year, but he doesn't always act like it. Like, he acts like he's, one of the pros, and he is able to pull out these crazy wins. And obviously the car is fast, but you can't discount the driver. Like, he has had an amazing start to the season, and it's so fun to see because he's so young.
Yeah, absolutely. And God, what is that dye? Red dye 40 that they said that
it's something like that. It's like it has a long name.
It's not in Europe, and it apparently wherever this random thing is allowed into foods, Kimmy performs really well.
It's like a food preservative, whatever it is. I can't think of it.
It's not, but it's like red dye 40 or something. So maybe Europe will flop. Who knows?
I mean, we'll see. I think obviously we don't have a lot of material to work with, other than saying like Kimmy struggled last year in Europe. He could come back totally different this season, but based on what we saw, I think it'll be a little different, and I think George has a really strong chance to catch up. And George is getting a little down on himself, and I need him to pick it up because this championship fight is nowhere near over. Like, we're 5 races in. Like, he needs to pick himself up and get to work. Like, it is okay, babe.
I just fear that the 2019 rookies, they all kind of have that same mindset where it's like, I
100%
have to be the best.
Yes.
Baby, just
they
show
all
up.
have it to a fault a little bit where it's like, oh, it breaks my heart, and that's why I think I love them so much. But I
agree.
You need to just lock in so severely, and he's right in the title fight, like right there.
But I was actually, shout out to the fan behavior girls. I was listening to their podcast this morning and they made a very good point. 1 DNF for Kimmy and 1 win for George. And that's already 25-point difference. And it's only 40 points.
Well, I was going to say, we literally saw the same thing. I didn't actually listen to their episode yet, girls. I got to get on it. Sorry. I was slacking today. But I was going to say, like, we saw the same thing happen last year. Like, Oscar DNF'd in Baku. Obviously, Lando didn't have a strong race, but Oscar had a pretty steep downfall at the end of the season, and Lando obviously won the championship. He's right back in it. So and that was so late in the season. Like, I cannot emphasize enough that was so much further into the season. So George just needs to remember that, lock in for a second, call Lando on the phone. Like, everything will be fine.
Yeah. And honestly, like, just like last year, I want to just quickly say it. I'm not going to elaborate on it. That 1, Lando could be getting the max edit of last year. But 2,
I need it. I need it now. I need it now.
But 2, that if I'm being delusional, that maybe Max could get the max edit of last year because you could really never count the guy out.
And let's be more delusional, because I saw some diehard Lewis Hamilton fans on Twitter.com saying it's his championship. It's number 8. So
could be. Very well could be.
Anything could happen. Like, we really don't know. Everyone in the top 5, 6 of the championship right now has a shot. Like, technically, everyone has a shot. This could be Arvid Lindblad.
I was just going to say Pierre Gasly
champion.
WTC.
like, anything could happen. It's so early. So, we'll see it. But I just had, I think, 2 more things to say about Canada before we move on. I said I like Canada as a track, but I struggle because of the trauma. Like, I actually think Canada is really entertaining to watch, other than, like, the whole, it's so short and the lapping. I think it's a fun track. I think the hairpin is fun, and I like it.
Yeah.
But I have too much trauma that I will never say it's my favorite track. And Lando historically has awful races here. So, never going to be my favorite, but I do really like it. And I did write that Ferrari and McLaren are 2 cheeks of the same ass. Because they're both so bad. The pit wall, awful.
Rough. Yeah.
So bad.
I agree entirely. And one last thing I also wanted to mention was that it was a rough weekend for Esteban Ocon. I was hoping for better. Sorry, my king, but bring it back in Monaco.
I did see, though, a surprising statistic, considering everyone and their mother got a penalty that race, and Esteban didn't. And Esteban is penalty king. So, really happy for him
penalty
there.
Ocon.
He did not get one, so love that.
But, yeah, that was kind of all my race notes, unless you had anything else to add. Oh! I had one last note of the podium ceremony. It actually fries me because I want to be a fly on the wall that, like, in the Ferrari garage, because all of the Ferrari people got to sing the Italian national anthem for Kimi Antonelli.
I know that's hard for them, and
it has to be. Like, that's their prodigy, but also their enemy.
It's tough to be Ferrari Tifosi right now. Like, you got the Italian prodigy at your rival team.
But, like, to be so honest, ignorant American core, I had not heard the Italian national anthem prior to Kimi's first win this year. And it plays, and I was like, ooh, this is such a little jam. And then they started filming, like, it's like, honestly, it's very upbeat, very fun. I like it. And then they started filming the crew, and I was like, oh my God, they're all in red singing Kimi's national anthem because it's their national anthem.
I was going to say, Monza is going to be funny.
Stop.
Like, Monza's going to be hilarious.
Stop. I can't think about it. But to recap the whole weekend, do you have a meme of the week?
I have 2. I feel like
I also have 2, but I have one that just encapsulates the weekend and one from the weekend.
Both of mine are kind of from the weekend. I'll start with my first one. That is so important to me. I have... Oh, wait, actually, before I kick off this, I have a note that I didn't touch on earlier that I think I had during Sprinter Quali. Everyone needs to stop comparing Kimi and George to Brosades. I'm done with it. I am a Brosades historian. I have had enough. They're so different. Like, it's a totally different scenario. I think for Toto, obviously trauma, I think it'll always be hard for him. I get it. Mercedes, I get it. Everyone else, it's so different. Like, they're not Mercedes. However, on that note, my favorite meme was Lando getting compared to Seb in the interviews after the race, because he was like, just like Seb with Mercedes, he was like with Kimmy and George, and it was so the same, and that is his mama.
Like, literally, Lando just giggling between these two beefing was so funny.
And it was even the same, like, the clips of them on the podium.
Yes.
It was like Lando and George, like, and then Kimmy, like, it was like the exact same clip of Seb, Lewis, and Nico, and I was like, this is the funniest thing of all time, and it is all of my niche interests in one. So that was my big highlight as far as memes, if you would like to share yours.
I said the one to encapsulate how I saw the weekend was from Vegas, I believe, last year, of Charles saying, "I'm pushing like an animal." Because this weekend he was pushing like an animal, and I don't know where it got him. I really don't. It was so rough. He in the end, like, it wasn't that bad, but P8 or the wall while your teammate finished on the podium this weekend. Like, I just don't know what happened to his cars.
It's not good. And it's scary because it's like, now that they're in like a slightly more competitive car, and obviously Lewis is a 7-time world champion, like, obviously he can pull some shit out of the car sometimes, like, it's gonna happen, but it's really hard for Charles because, like, he's struggling a little bit more with it, and he's having some more issues with the car, and it's like, I don't want him to get down about it. It's like, your teammate is Lewis Hamilton. Like, unfortunately, stuff like that will happen to you.
And I don't think it's getting to Charles. It's just getting to me.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
You know, it's all right. It's all right. It happens. We'll just bounce back.
Okay, what's your other one?
My meme that just occurred this weekend that I was just enjoying thoroughly was the I believe it was during sprint quali, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. The marshal had to go pick up a piece of debris and swan dive into the little hole in the fence.
No, I thought that was during the race, or maybe it was quali.
I thought it was quali, but maybe it was the race. I don't know.
I have no idea what it was, but that was hilarious.
I really liked it, and it made me laugh really hard. I love the marshals. Shout out to them. They should be paid. MBS, work on that, please. Thank you.
Why was I scared, though? I was like, that car's coming at it fast.
He was I mean, like, every right to swan dive into that hole. He almost got, like, ran over.
No, I was terrified. Like, Godspeed. That was amazing.
But also, it was posted just today. Alex Albon's Instagram post, when he said how the weekend's going and how it ended, was really good, too.
That was
just funny.
Cute. Well, I was going to say my second meme of the week was, I tapped into it as well for our socials, but all of the 2019 rookies memes of them on their downfall together.
Yes.
Because it was tragic, but it was making me giggle, and it's just beautiful to see them together in something, even though it's not a podium.
It's like, I know that they had a powwow, so we have to look on the positives.
Yeah, you gotta keep going, you know.
But that was kind of all that was happening on the online space. But now we're going to hit our reoccurring topics here, the P9 and podiums, where we predict P9 as the P9 pod and next week's podiums. So a quick recap on our predictions for P9 last week. I fear you probably also know the answer to that.
I do, and I'm upset about it. It was, in fact, Alex Albon.
Yikes! More like PDNF.
Yeah, P curse of the groundhog, you know?
Yeah. Rough times, but
our sprint P9!
Okay. Our sprint P9. What was our sprint P9? Did we guess it right?
No, we didn't guess it, but I was just saying who was the sprint P9.
Oh, our little baby boy Arvid.
No.
Oh, he qualified 9th.
Qualified P9. It was our other baby boy, my baby boy.
Who's your baby boy?
Franco.
Oh, we didn't talk about it at all. Franco had his best finishing of the entire season, P6.
Franco had a great weekend. He finished P9 in the sprint, and he finished P6 in the race, and, like,
that was iconic behavior.
I've really, like, I've said this before, I struggled with Franco at first because I was a Jack Doohan lover. I still am.
Understood.
But Franco has grown on me so much, and I'm so happy. I love to see him succeed, and it's making me smile big.
Yeah, I actually did love that. I forgot that even happened. But who got P9 in the actual race? Do you know? I'm looking that up currently.
I do. It was our good friend Carlos Sainz.
Oh my gosh, of course it was! I texted you about that too. Shout out.
Yes.
Carlos. Back-to-back P9s for the Williams, bringing it home.
I was going to say, we got the Williams of it. We're there, kind of.
I just wish it was Alex. But, I can't... Beggars can't be choosers, as I said earlier.
No, I'm always happy to see Carlos doing well. So, happy to see him get P9. Obviously, a tough weekend for Williams as a team, but good for Carlos. Really good stuff.
Yeah. Positive outlook, at least. Do you have a P9 for Monaco, our next race?
I was going to say, I do. We'll do that before we do the championship P9s, because there was a little movement there.
Was there? I thought it was the same.
A little bit, but I'll do my Monaco first. And I'm going to be ballsy here.
Oh, God.
I'm saying Alex Albon again.
Are you really?
I'm manifesting really hard.
Okay.
But he did well in Monaco last year, as you may remember.
Yes.
And well, I mean, it was like midfield, but him and George had that fun moment.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going Alex Albon, and I'm crossing my fingers.
I actually, also had a great, in my opinion, quite the crazy pick for P9.
Okay.
I predict P9 of Monaco will be Nico Hülkenberg.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
No idea why. I think he's been doing a really good job.
I'm obsessed with that. I love it. No notes.
Thank
I
you.
hope it happens for you.
We'll see.
But on that note, Audi is still P9 in the championship. No shift there.
Oh, okay.
But there was a slight shift in the driver championship. Pierre actually moved up to P8, and in P9 is now Ollie Behrman.
Oh my gosh, Ollie.
So,
I
happy
was
for
hoping
him.
to see more from Haas this weekend. They just did all
Yeah.
of their press junkets all over YouTube. If you're online, they did hot ones this week. They did the puppy interview. They did a race review recap. So I've been really Team Haas again, which I always am riding for Haas. Never have I ever not.
Yeah.
Truly. But sad to see that they didn't really have some crazy results this weekend. But let's pray for Monaco.
At least Ollie moved up in the championship a little teeny bit, We love to see that.
To be P9 in the championship at Haas, pretty impressive. Gotta give it to
It's
him.
actually not bad.
No.
Better than I expected, and I'm happy to see him there, but we will have to see what happens in Monaco. Should we get into it?
Monaco, baby. Let's get into it. But first, I don't know if you remember last week we predicted both the sprint and the race podium. So I was going to do a quick recap of what we predicted for those, just for fun.
Please do. I remember almost nothing.
So for the sprint, you guessed in order that it would be Lando Norris. You're not far off. He was only P2. You said one of the Ferraris, which didn't end up happening in the sprint, and George Russell.
Later. Okay. I was in the mix.
Correct. And you'll never guess what I guessed for the sprint.
Did you guess George Russell winning?
George Russell, Lando Norris, Kimi Antonelli. Mic drop.
Wait, are you kidding?
I'm a god.
Wait, you're kind of a god. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I said Oscar, but I'm leaning more Kimi because of the pace due to the sprint.
It's actually hilarious that I forget everything we say after
same.
I say it.
I'm going to be so transparent with everybody. I had to re-pull it up today, and I listened to it, and I said, oh my god, I got this right! I was floored at my own take.
No, it's funny because I listened to our podcast right after we uploaded it, but that was obviously a while ago, and I forgot. And that is crazy. Good for us. Good for you. That was better than I was.
But the Ferrari I was laughing at you for the Ferrari take. Lo and behold, I ate my words. Thank God. Thank God.
My goat, Lewis Hamilton.
But for the real race, you predicted P1 George Russell. Yikes.
Okay. It was going to happen if it didn't happen. Okay.
P2 Lando Norris. Yikes.
I have bias. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, there's no yikes about I'm yikesing because they both DNF'd. It was just really unfortunate.
Yeah, I know.
But this is where you're a god. You guessed P3 Max Verstappen.
I'm a god.
So you cooked.
I take back everything I said. I'm a god.
You cooked. I unfortunately for the race, I must have wasted all my good luck on the sprint because I predicted George Russell, yikes, Lando Norris, yikes, and Oscar Piastri, yikes.
Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't have predicted Mercedes having a crazy strategy like that.
Absolutely not. But those were our predictions last week. Funny to recap now, but...
Could I just say something quickly about the last week's race that I forgot until right now?
Absolutely, please.
As I love a good joke and a good meme. However, everyone is like taking that clip of George throwing his headrest, being like, he lashes out. Okay, let's just say that was necessary. Like, that was necessary. If I was him, I would have done worse. So he doesn't lash out with unnecessary anger, and that wasn't borderline violence. I think everyone is being a little drama, and I get it from Max fans. That's one thing. However, I'm like, that was necessary anger. I would be so angry. So, George Russell, I'm sorry that no one gets you like I do.
Well, did you see that Red Bull admin, like, quote tweeted it on...
Yes!
It was so good. So good.
Like, that's funny, but I'm also like, this is a different scenario. But you know what? Let them have your jokes. Gotta love a joke. It's good to laugh.
It's always good to laugh. I also didn't mention earlier, but just a quick shout out to that picture of Lando Norris on the back of that moped with that girl. So funny.
Oh,
and him getting swarmed.
Like, that's what stop him getting swarmed. Like, he's just so, everyone loves him.
He's the people's princess.
I get it. He is, and he's just having the time of his life the best he can.
All this being said, oh God, I'm so scared to say it. Do you have your predictions for Monaco's podium?
I do, and it's crazy.
See, so for those of you who have never tuned into a Formula One season, just like a quick briefing on Monaco, Will Buxton of me, if you will. But Monaco, well, that is in Monaco. It's all about the qualifying on Saturday. I almost said Sunday. Yeah, it's all about the qualifying on Saturday because Monaco is a very thin street circuit. It's more of a historical landmark than anything, to be completely honest. The racing isn't great. So it's really important where you put yourself in qualifying for your result in the race. So that is something I took into consideration for my podium. I don't know if it'll come out well.
Can I say something that's crazy?
Please.
Before I get into my podium, my bold prediction, and it's unlikely.
Okay.
But I'm saying a pole sitter is not winning.
Oh. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to rebuke that and say no safety car in Monaco.
Okay. I like that.
We'll see what happens.
Putting some feelers. I don't know if they're doing the mandatory 2 pit stops again.
I think they took it away, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong.
Okay, I'm just throwing stuff out there and saying that the pole sitter isn't winning because it has happened, rarely, but it does. So, I don't know. He won last year. Maybe this year the pole sitter doesn't win. We'll see.
Did Lando have pole last year? I thought... No.
Quickest pole lap around Monaco.
Oh my God, I forgot that happened because I was a little butthurt about it.
69 seconds, my love. I watch it almost daily.
I was a little butthurt because we were in my
we were together. We were together and it was not good. I felt bad, but it was iconic and it was a record, so gotta love it.
I repressed that. I forgot that happened, yeah.
Okay,
crazy prediction.
Would you like to share your prediction?
No, because of what you just said. Because I put Charles P1.
Okay. No, it's fine. Continue.
If he's not on pole, though, like, I see him getting pole, which is where I'm getting nervous.
Okay, so that's fine. Go with the rest of the podium. Let's put him on pole.
He's on the podium. He's on pole in my
theory.
Head, but terrified.
Let's make it happen.
P1, Charles. P2, I don't know. I feel like Monaco is mainly muscle memory, and that's why I'm going to put Max Verstappen. Okay. It has nothing to do with pace. Everything to do with muscle memory. That's my hope. And then P3, I put Lewis Hamilton. You want to know why? Because corners are a Ferrari's best friend. And baby girl, we are in windy Monaco. And we got a good start. Point. So even if we place like P2, I think we might be able to slam a start. I hope. Still. We'll see.
Okay. Would you like to hear my prediction?
I'm terrified, and yes.
It's going to be very simple. Simply put.
Okay.
Lando, Charles, Oscar run it back.
Lando, Charles, okay.
Same podium as last year.
Yeah.
It's bold. Both of us put no Mercedes.
And you want to know why? Actually, I'm going to open up about it because the reason I can't put George Russell in this is because I'm thinking, I'll take the penalty. I'll take it, is all I could think about when I went to build this podium. And like last year,
Something is clinically wrong with us. Like, why did neither of us put a Mercedes on our podium? I don't know. I was just thinking about it because I wanted to put Lando up there. He had a great, obviously, pole lap last year. So I'm like, maybe he has some magic again. Charles and Oscar. Charles obviously has the Monaco magic. And Oscar had a great Monaco last year too. So, obviously completely different cars. I don't know. They're running it back.
I was between putting Lando or Lewis in P3 because I do think Lando is really good around this track, and now I remember he had the fastest lap. Whatever. And I knew he was good there. I mean, Monaco, baby. So, like, obviously he's great, but I just think every single year my hope is that somebody at the factory got paid a lot of money from Charles to build the car strictly for Monaco. So, like...
Wait... The funniest thing when Fred was like, Charles, what do you remember this when we're in Monaco in 10 days? It's so funny.
Yes. I know. He just wants to go home.
Well, the thing is, last year, Charles had a really great weekend up until qualifying. Like, he was P1, P1, P1. So, like, we'll see what happens. He obviously loves the track. Makes sense. But it could be interesting.
Yeah.
My other Monaco prediction, not race related, is I need another video of Lando and Oscar doing their silly little pool video with the photos when they did the livery reveal.
Oh yeah.
I was like, give me it.
I just realized that I'm probably going to empty my wallet because Charles probably gonna have some exclusive merch.
Wait, they announced the cap.
What? I didn't see it.
It's white, I think.
Oh, I don't care.
It was cute. It was chic. It's white with like red accents. I might be lying, but I think they released it. It was cute, but I don't want to drop a band.
I did on the last year's baby blue. Shout out.
I was actually just thinking today, this is unrelated, but I do want to get a Lando Norris 1 hat before the season ends. So I'm going to have to look into that. But yeah, I want to see another video of Lando and Oscar doing silly photographs by the pool. I don't know why they did that, but it has gone triple platinum in the TikTok community since, and I need it again. Thank you.
In our community, personal community.
Yeah. It went back and forth between us many times.
But that also did remind me, their livery last year was so chic.
The white race suits, delicious.
And I liked the
Eating
car.
them up. Yeah. It was just a chic weekend, and it went well for me. So bring back the silly little videos of my friends over there. Obviously, they don't have to focus on winning races right now, so they could just dilly-dally.
All good.
Let's see it happen.
Yeah, hoping for some fun liveries, hoping for you know what? Something I'm actually really looking forward to is seeing how these new regulations hold up in Monaco qualifying or Monaco racing, because it could really change the whole thing.
And obviously, it's a very different track, a very different situation, temperature to this week. But everyone was slipping and sliding, and that scares me.
And actually, just to like loop it all back to that too, that is why I couldn't put Kimi on my podium. I just think he's only raced Monaco thrice, if I'm not mistaken, because he even skipped F2. He's went from F3 straight to F1. So I think this is his third time here. I just don't know.
Yeah. It's tough. And it's all new cars. Like, anything could truly happen.
But yeah, I guess we'll be seeing you in the hometown of Charles Leclerc and Alexandria Leclerc and Leo Leclerc in the coming weeks. But I have nothing else to say on Canada. Do you have anything else?
I feel like we covered most of it. It was a action-packed weekend, but I think we got most that we could.
I agree. Well, I guess with all of that, not a word.
Not a word. And actually, George Russell said something similar to that this weekend after he
Did he really?
DNF'd. So, really not a word. Nothing left to say. Bye.
Bye.